That'd be so
Yeah.
rad though.
Yeah.
So I mean, you said you moved out there in 2019, so you probably have some experience with like the Halloween in the States
Mm.
where
Yeah.
it's All Hallows Eve. I honestly don't know the lore, which is we probably should have done some research, but it was probably what happened in the 1650s or
It,
something. Um,
that's a
I
good question. I don't know how the modern
right?
practice of Halloween started, but I do believe it was a Wiccan. It started from Samhain. Oh, I can never
Okay.
say this right. Salmon, something like that. Samhain, I think, which is a Scottish. I think. Oh God, I'm like going
Okay.
off here, but it
No,
was.
I have no clue. So whatever you're saying, I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's great. Yeah.
It was very much like a, fall festival kind of situation, I
Okay.
think. And then it just kind of, you know, devolved into costumes and candy, which is fun too. But
Hmm.
it really stems from a, kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not Wiccan, but like
Is it a pag? It's not a pagan
pagan.
holiday, is it? It is
Yes,
a pagan
yes,
holiday.
yes, yes, yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Because like me growing up, my memories of Halloween
Mm.
are literally like you get the cheap pirate costume, from
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Target or Walmart or Kmart or whatever it
Yeah.
was. You put on little fake earrings and then you take your little lunch pail or whatever it was, and and we lived in apartments growing
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So like you just went through the apartment, you just collected candy,
Oh,
and then you just
that's
dumped
nice
it
and
all out.
convenient. Yeah,
Yeah, and you traded it with your like siblings or whatever, and you would eat
yeah.
like a piece a day for like a
Dude.
month, and then just have massive amounts of cavities.
Uh,
But then it devolved as I got older,
mm,
and I don't know if you experienced this with Halloween, but in the States it was because I lived in an area with a lot of apartments,
mm.
so my friends and I, as we got to like 12 or 13 years old, we would grab just our what are they, pillowcase covers,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
we just upgraded, and we would hit like 15 different apartments, complexes within the same night. And then
Dang.
we would have like Santa Claus bags of candy,
Dang.
right? And we were just trading it, and we would sell
Yeah.
it at school, and then
Oh my gosh, amazing.
like the dress up part of it became secondary for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
But then I fell in love with dress up because of cosplay. So now on
Mm.
Halloween, we use that as an excuse just to dress up
To
again.
cosplay. That's amazing. I
Yeah.
love that like full circle moment you had. And honestly, what you're describing is very all teenagers go through this, I feel like, where they
Hmm.
just kind of give up on the costume and they go
Yeah.
for the
We just want the
candy
candy.
because
Yeah, we just want all the
it's
sugar.
candy. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that makes a lot of sense to me, to be
I,
honest.
I think this sounds really bad, but the one Halloween I remember the most was actually 2019, because it was just the one that I is most recent, I guess,
Yeah.
in a way. But we were at a Star Wars Halloween party, and
Mhm.
that's the stuff I feel like you can find in the States, and I don't know if it is out there in Japan, but it was specifically like a Star Wars bar event,
That's
and they
cool.
rented out this like big warehouse,
Yeah.
and everyone was in Star Wars costumes,
Mm.
and they had like lightsaber Jello shots, and just all this crazy. It was like in mini lightsabers, and
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
write. It was all you can drink beers, and all the beers were named after whatever planets and stuff. And so
Yeah.
you have that,
Yeah.
but then you're also not like trick or treating in the major cities for the most part.
Mhm.
You're doing it in the neighborhoods for various reasons. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the cities out here, you don't want to trick or treat in. You don't want your kids
Yeah.
just walking around willy nilly. But some of the
Yeah.
neighborhoods are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But like this Halloween, we don't know. Like we're just gonna be chilling at home, like sitting on the porch, like some old grumpy people handing out candy to people when they walk by.
Aw, not
Like that's
grumpy, just having a
like
good time.
we're like thinking about, I don't know if you also in the comments down below, let us know, do you guys like go all out? Because like I want to
Yeah.
take our garage and convert it to like a Halloween like terror thing or
Yeah,
whatever,
you should make
and
it
just have it
fun.
open, like, and it's so much work. It's so much
Dude,
work to
it
do
is,
that.
but it's the kind of stuff that like kids will like come
I know.
together for. They'll love it. In my neighborhood growing up, we had one of our neighbors would buy 100 pumpkins every year and carve 100
my God.
pumpkins. And so their whole front yard would be filled with just pumpkins, like everywhere, all glowing and stuff. And then they would throw a party, and we would have like a block party where we would literally shut down the block,
That's
get permission
pretty
from the
rad.
city. Everyone would come out and like candy and food and stuff, and that is the kind of stuff that I like remember. It's that like
Mhm.
community aspect of it that's so fun. I think
Yeah.
like more fun than just boring old trick or treating. Because as a kid, I remember being so anxious to trick or treat because I had to go and like
Hmm.
talk to people that I'd never talked to before. And like
Yeah.
when you're little, sometimes that's really like scary thing to do.
No,
Um,
for sure. You're like 5 years old and knocking on random strangers' doors while your
yeah,
parents are watching from like 5 feet away. You're
yeah,
like,
it's
Please, can I
everything.
please have free candy?" Or like, it's such a foreign
Please.
concept,
I once
right?
got scared. Oh my God, Paul. Something you should know about me is that I get scared so easily. So easily.
Perfect.
You can just walk up behind me and I will have a conniption. Um, and
That's just how
I
you
got,
get pepper sprayed in the face.
yeah, yeah, it's a good thing I don't carry pepper spray with me because
Oh
I have
no.
several people that would
Just
be
instantly,
absolutely,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. One year, someone played that prank on me where they're like sitting on their porch and it looks like a dead body,
Oh,
you know?
oh no, no, I
And
hate that. I'm right
yeah,
there
and
with
I
you.
walked up. I ran down that block. I was so afraid. They were like, "Rah!" And I was like, "I'm out. I'll see you
So you
guys
don't
later."
like so in Japan, okay, so on that same kind of note, I actually really love like Halloween carnivals.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I do have some memories of those where they're, in San Diego, you'd go to a fairgrounds or something and they would do a big Halloween thing. Oh, one of my favorite ones was Knott's Berry Farm in
Oh,
Orange County.
oh, I've never
And
been to Knott's Berry Farm.
they do Knott's Fright Night, where the
Oh,
entire park is decked out in like you see cobwebs everywhere, and they
yeah.
make it and they have what they call like the screamers, and
Ooh.
they're guys in like Freddy masks, right, with like
Oh God.
the fake machetes, but then they would wear like these metal, I remember them, what are they, knee brace, not knee braces, what are they,
Yeah,
like knee guards,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Like knee
So like if
protectors.
you're rollerblading and stuff, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they were metal and they would sprint and they would slide on them, causing sparks and like scare the crap out of people. I'm like, this is so much fun, right? Because you never
Dude.
know. Because you're also on a scary ride, doing this big roller coaster, and then you get off and your heart's pounding, and
Yeah.
some screamer dude just slides out of nowhere with sparks flying everywhere, and you're like, bro, I already had a heart attack on this damn ride.
Oh my
Now
gosh.
I've pooped my pants because of you. Like, right. That and that's those are the things that I
That's
love.
so
Like I think,
fun.
and they're fun because they're once a
Yeah.
year, or you're
Yeah.
just like having a drink or something like
Yeah.
that. I'm
Yeah.
like, do they have like kind of events like that out there? I
Not
mean, I
that
don't know where
I
you would host them, but
That's the thing, not that I know of. In Japan, because apartments and houses are usually really small, you don't
hmm
really often go over to people's houses in the same way that you do in
uh
like America. Like I've been to so many house parties in America where someone just opens up their house and you're
right,
going
right.
over and you're having drinks and watching movies and stuff like that. Not so much here. I think it's
Mm,
just not as common a practice. It is with me. Like I have people over to my apartment all the time and I feel bad for my neighbors. I'm very grateful that the walls between our apartments are like thick concrete so like nothing
right.
passes. But I just don't think it's as common here. And so this concept of having like a big group party, it would have to happen at a bar or something like that. And there are bars that do stuff. They'll be like, pay 5,000 yen and you can have all you can eat appetizers and drinks for like two
Mm,
hours or whatever. But I think you would have to go into Shibuya, Roppongi, Shinjuku to find a specific place that's doing that. I don't think it's a super super common thing to do. And
gotcha.
I've never heard of anyone going to anything like that. There's always the
Yeah.
clubs. I'm sure that they do like specialty evenings and stuff like that. But it's more just a I think Halloween for people here is more just an excuse to go out to your favorite bar or whatever and drink and maybe put on a little costume and go bar hopping or something
I
kind of like that.
I love that so much. Sorry, give me 1 sec. We're gonna
Sure.
cut right here. I'm gonna close this window because I'm
Oh.
getting fired up a chainsaw.
Oh. Chainsaw. Buzz buzz. Chainsaw
I'm like, I'm,
Man.
like- I'm like, bro. Oh, I'm so excited, Chainsaw Man. Oh my god, I don't want to lose. Okay, we can kind of resume.
We-
Sorry,
yeah.
I'm like, bro. It's 5:15 in the afternoon. What are you doing? Chainsaw Man. But
Chainsaw
okay,
Man.
let's. So on your topic of house parties, I wonder if. Because like you can't go to a house party out there like you mentioned, or it's not as
Yeah.
common.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's because a lot of countries have like mixed use properties, right? So
Mm.
like there's maybe a big building and there's apartments up top and then like shops down below.
Mm.
Whereas in the US, for better or worse, zoning laws are really different.
Yeah.
Where we live, it's literal like suburbia, that
Yep.
kind of vibe.
Yep.
The closest shop is about a mile away.
Yeah.
And so if I want to go to the grocery store or go get a coffee, it's at least a mile
Yeah.
because those areas are zoned for businesses. Whereas when I was out in Japan, I remember there was this one oh my God, what is it? It's one of my favorite things, a Japanese pancake, and now I'm freaking lost on the name.
Dorayaki?
Okonomiyaki.
Okonomiyaki. Mm.
Yeah, right. So it was in Kyoto, and it was behind the Hyatt that I was staying at, and everybody just called the chef Masta-san. But like, I'm pretty sure it was their like front living room and garage was converted to the restaurant, and they just lived behind it. And you don't find that out here. There isn't mixed use. So I wonder if that has something to do with, how are you going to go trick or treating, or how are you going to enjoy that kind of aspect, or go to house parties? Is that something that you've kind of seen?
Yeah, it's stuff here tends to be more community based in that sense. Like, why have someone over to my apartment when I could just go down the street to the restaurant on the corner and we could all meet there and have food and drinks there, and we can be noisy there. It's allowed to be noisy, and we don't need to worry about disturbing anyone because those things are just so much closer. It just seems like the more logical solution for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of
easier to get to.
Yeah, easier to get to, and that's kind of what you do. That's not to say I will be going to a house party for Halloween, but again,
What are you doing for Halloween? I mean, it's not too far out.
I'm having
besides Harajuku now. I'm sending you on a mission. I'm literally sending you on a mission.
Going to Harajuku now, but I'm doing Saturday night. I'm doing a house party where we're gonna sit around and drink and eat and watch movies. And
that's perfect.
For those who are going to go out, get ready to go out.
Don't watch it. Don't watch Hocus Pocus 2.
Is it not good?
It's so bad.
No!
It's so bad. It's like, I really wish I didn't watch it because I love Hocus Pocus 1.
I'm heartbroken.
Like,
for real.
Hocus Pocus 1 is probably one of my favorite Disney movies of all time.
Yeah.
Like that whole scene where at the high school and they're like singing and dancing. I'm like, yeah, put them under a spell. It's amazing. And then Hocus Pocus 2, I'm like, what is this? Like 30 years too late kind of thing. Yeah. So when you have your little house party, okay, maybe watch it, but be like 6 drinks in.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Because then you just kind of
have a little fun.
I apologize for anyone who likes Hocus Pocus 2, but it was just not good.
Oh,
It's just not.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.